Hey, Joes. Thanks for listening to the Energon Protocols. Before we get started, I do want to say stick around after the show for a new section I'm calling the After Action Report. It's either more information on the episode or us just messing around. I've had it before, but I'm actually giving it a name. And I'll introduce it briefly when it comes. Maybe I'll do a little more fancy intro in the future. But yeah, after the episode, after the credits, we'll have the After Action Report. Stay tuned. And one brief thing before we get started with this episode. This was a comment that was made after the show when we were just talking. It's a little bit of a rules question. I'm going to play that. I'm going to do things like that. If I get rules questions at the end of the show after we get done recording it, I will probably put them in the front of the episodes. And then anything else that takes place after that's not directly, either more information on the episode or whatever will be in the After Action Report afterwards. So stay tuned.
So I've got a question. Resistance from explosives, traps, and other harmful areas or areas of effect attacks.
Yeah, that means that they roll with a snag, or if there's no roll involved, they do half damage.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Larry Hama, and you're listening to G.I. Joe. Yo, Joe.
Welcome to episode 4. You have returned to Skull Island. Decided to go forth and hunt for really need some vocabulary to describe these people that are not Joes yet, but are not normal, like SEAL Team 6 Black Ops units. Black Ops is a horrible name because they're not running around just assassinating random people.
Gray Ops?
Black Ops kills random people.
The good ones.
You haven't played Call of Duty, have you?
No, actually. Is there a lot of civilian death in that?
Just random people.
Oh, man.
I mean, if we're chasing down Energon, would that make us Purple Ops?
Covert Ops is appropriate.
Yeah. So, early preview of the Mega Marines. They're stationed on Skull Island as a deterrent to human exploitation.
Like humans exploiting the monsters, not humans being exploited, right?
Either way, really.
Well, all right. Just anti-exploitation in general. You got to respect it.
Yes. Granted, they do lean heavily towards humans exploiting the island, but, occasionally somebody has to be rescued before they're eaten.
I was just thinking more of like the monsters making all the humans do a little like sideshow for them.
Clearly the trauma runs deep from the last session.
Oh, truly it does. Therapy bills are going to be, extensive.
Okay, so you've managed to get back from wherever you were in the middle of the Pacific. In the sharks, I believe 1 or 2 were destroyed, so a couple of you are doubled up.
Yeah.
I think Classified's doubled up with me.
Yeah. Was there a second one destroyed? I remember one.
I think just one.
No,
Okay.
it was just me.
I guess
Rick
I was
is going to hate.
Guess I was just hopeful.
A world where ruthless terrorist organization is determined to rule the earth.
Cobra! Attack!
A world where sometimes machines are more than meets the eye. A world where heroes are determined to stop the forces of evil, whether it be man, snake, machine, or something else. A world that needs heroes.
Yo, Joe.
A world that needs the Energon Protocols.
So you get back to Skull Island because it's basically the closest landmass where you have a base where you can hide the sharks. And you know that the base, which doesn't really have a name other than just being called the base,
The base of the skull.
houses a contingent. The guys you're trying to rescue, you've decided to go back to finish your mission and find out what happened to them. So you get a communique from Beachhead, which is the picture that I uploaded of basically the personnel that are on the island that you should be looking for. And they probably even all have those code names just for a little extra security. And very soon they will be official G.I. Joes or whenever they decide to debut in the comic book. So we will pick up About 2 hours after we left, great swirling tsunami that is Godzilla and the Decepticons clashing, and you guys have not even really limped back to the base. You land the sharks at the base. There's a roof access to a large garage, and they have a couple of those little mini jump, little VTOL things with the helicopter skids. What I'm talking about?
Skyhawks?
Is it a Skyhawk?
Yeah, the Skyhawk.
Okay.
The single person one?
Yeah.
Basically just a flying cockpit.
Yeah. So when you land, there's a couple of those for jumping out above monster jaw, patrolling level, things like that. And there is not a lot of dust. Landing in the garage does not immediately make you think no one's been here for a long time. Not necessarily everything is like super polished and spick and span and clean, but there's not a layer of dust on anything. People have been here up until fairly recently. And you got Beachhead got the distress call day and a half, not quite 2 days ago.
Gotcha.
So we will pick up from there. Everyone is emerging from the sharks. We're all taking a deep breath and trying not to overtly replay the trauma of the 400-foot tall lizard, as well as the alien giant robots, just for, shits and giggles. So everyone takes a moment.
Also the entire aircraft carrier that was sunk and lost with all hands.
Also that, yeah.
Yeah.
All those brave souls.
Yeah. And it was actually sunk. I kind of gave the impression that maybe it was on fire and there was a potential for a rescue, but there is not.
Yeah. So after we get out and we get kind of stabilized after all the chaos that we've just been through, and we still have yet to even officially start our mission, per se, I want to go ahead and tend to Classified's wounds.
I really appreciate that.
I knew he was down a couple, so let me grab some dice here to do some rolls. To a D8 and unspecialized. All right. I got a crit on my 4, which is going to be my highest, and I got a total of, 11. So I think it's 2 points for every, what is it?
Difficulty skill test to restore health is 5 plus 5 per health you want to restore.
Yeah, you're supposed to declare beforehand how much you're doing in one shot.
He was down 2 hit points. I think I said that.
Okay.
So your diff would be 10.
Yeah, okay, so I just barely made it with a crit on the 4.
Okay.
I got an 11.
So, okay. Quick couple of penicillin shots, a little shot of caffeine, a couple of Band-Aids. Good to go.
Yeah, I'm down 1 as well.
Okay, I can go ahead and tend to him too.
All right.
I'm just going for 1.
Yeah, we're just basically rolling for drama.
Yeah, and I got a 19 on that one with a crit on the 6.
Yeah. Hardman, you good?
I'm good.
Good. All right. You are in a large garage. There is one garage door on, we'll call it the north end of the building, and then the VTOL kind of hangar door up above you. It looks like with a decent piloting check that you could get 3 of the Skyhawks out of that door at once. And there's basically an awe striker, and they have a shark, and probably something not quite a tank, but a little bit heavier than an awe striker for emergencies. And they're all stored in essentially their own bays, almost with unique repair equipment in each bay. So it's pretty generously allocated and has automatic lighting. So wherever they sense a presence, that area is lit. So you don't have to worry about finding a light switch or anything. It's just wherever you walk, the overhead lights turn on.
Yep. And no sign, like the power in the place seems to be, like there's no sign that a battery is being drained or anything.
Nothing obvious, at least in this room.
Okay.
All right, so Hardman, you want to take point, and I'll pull up rear, and we'll start searching beyond this room?
Sounds good to me. Let's do it.
I'm guessing we're looking for computers, something that might have some evidence about where they went.
Or the people themselves.
Well, that would be ideal. Okay.
I will covertly look around for a terminal, see if it has any information to share with me, but I think we're looking for people.
Yeah. There are not really terminals, but wall-mounted displays. Retinal scanner, thumb scanner, code word, door locks, basically. There's really not a keypad that you could access files from these. So you need something a little bit more substantial or a specific workstation.
All right, well, I'm going to start heading out.
Okay. You leave the garage. You're in a wide hallway.
Okay.
Everything is generous, is the word that first comes to mind. It's not a cramped headquarters. It's not made by the lowest bidder. These hallways are every bit of like 13, 14 feet wide, 12 or 13 feet high, and the middle 10 feet is very specifically kept clear of all debris for emergencies or running. There is the odd crate or piece of equipment kind of pushed up against the wall in certain points, like next to like fire extinguishers, which appear to be about every 30 feet. Automatic track lighting. There are 2 rows of track lighting, but only one comes on when you're walking under it. But it seems to be more of a backup or extra illumination as opposed to they simply just don't work.
Yeah.
And the layout is basically the hallway is part of a large square. So if this is a typical kind of advanced forward base, the ops should basically be in the middle section. So opposite hallway of the door that you came out of. Doesn't appear to be an entrance on this side, and you're reasonably sure you can see the entire thing.
And I missed it. Do you see cameras?
You don't see any obvious ones.
I'm a little concerned that we've just been allowed to walk in here.
That's why I was wondering if there's cameras or something watching us.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they knew we were coming. We were sent here to respond to a distress call.
Yeah, but you figured they'd be locked down against whatever they needed to press the distress call about.
Well, that's true, but we did also meet Johnny Five on top of the building.
Where's Johnny Five?
He was with the other Transformers when we blew that force field and got the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah, you lost him in the whirlpool.
I'm sure he's fine.
We have no idea if Godzilla ate him or not.
Correct.
We hope Johnny Five's still alive.
One can hope.
I'm sure he would appreciate the irony. But I digress.
So we're going to have to do a hard target search to find some sort of entrance to where people are. Based on the descriptions, I'm not seeing any sign of damage or maybe the power's down a bit, but it does not look like there was a firefight or even a monster attack in here, as far as I can tell. Is that correct?
Yes. Definitely nothing in the garage, nothing in this hallway.
Are there any signs of technology from the other side of the space bridge?
Make a science or technology roll.
Oh, yeah.
Is there anything coming over comms at all from this base? Like any kind of communications trying to come out of here at all?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
And while he's doing that, is there any signs of any other vehicles maybe missing? Like maybe they loaded up on a vehicle and took off. We can tell.
Good question. Let's give me alertness or maybe culture.
My check was a 26 with a crit on the 4 and the 8.
Okay. No, there's no obvious alien technology in this hallway.
I feel pretty confident about that.
Yeah. It's hard to tell if, some wiring has been changed because you can't see the wiring, but nothing obvious in the equipment and the boxes and the things that occupy the hallway.
Would a survival or a technology work instead, by any chance? Or a streetwise?
Technology. Let's do technology.
Anything in culture or alertness. So 8 and 10. Total 10.
There is a bay that is not occupied, although it's difficult for you. You don't really have an idea of what should go there, or even if it was occupied, it could just be a spare bay.
Right. Okay. So they may have left on a vehicle or maybe not, but there's that possibility. But until we know otherwise, let's continue on. Unless anyone has any other ideas.
Carry on, McDuff.
Carrying on.
Good. A particular direction you want to go?
I think it would make sense they would hold up in the command center, though.
More than likely. Yeah, unless something forced them to flee the building itself. But yeah, if they're still here, that's probably where they're at.
I'd say that's probably our best bet is to check the command center first.
Yeah.
Either way, can we just make sure we're glancing at the ceiling and any ventilation shafts at all times?
Most definitely. All right, so yeah, we'll go through that door to the north and out of the garage. And which way do you guys think, left or right?
Whichever way will get us to the command center first. Do we have an inclination of that from just like general layouts of bases?
There should be 2 entrances, although it's not immediately clear where they would be.
Okay, we'll head to the left.
Okay. All right. So the room I outlined is labeled as medical.
Hey, my room.
Let's go and check and see if anyone's holed up in here. This would be another place to be.
Exactly, the infirmary.
So I'm gonna.
Okay.
I've got my gun out. Someone open the door. I'll watch the door.
Okay.
How are the doors open? Do they like push a button and they open, or is it you have to roll it open? How exactly are these doors?
Push a button and they slide into the wall.
Okay. So if someone wants to press the button, I'll got my heavy machine gun out towards the door.
I can handle the button. Press the button.
And I'll activate my shield as the door opens.
Okay. All right. It pops right open. Well, first of all, there's no one in here. There's a surgery, kind of a clean room in the back, and the rest of it has like basically 3 bays for accidents, emergencies, first aid type stuff. But surgery gets done in the clean room. There is no one in this room, but this room is a mess. There are medical supplies kind of scattered everywhere.
Definitely looking like someone was in here rummaging to patch someone up.
Not looting the place?
Is there blood? Anything like that?
All right, why don't we do like an alertness, some sort of investigative check? I'm willing to listen to arguments for alternate skills.
Medicine, science.
Okay.
Science.
I got an 11.
7 on alertness.
7. Okay. No blood, and each bay appears to have like an EMT grade, like medical satchel or tackle box, and there is one that is missing.
I'm going to grab one of the other ones.
Okay. It's a smidge bulky. It's like a really big tool chest.
I got a D4 in brawn.
Okay. Well, no, I'm not worried about that. I'm just
Okay. No, I'm at this point in time, I'm figuring if they needed one, there's a good chance there's another one that may be needed.
Okay. As long as you're carrying this around, you are so well equipped that any medical checks you make for the next 2 or 3 rolls will be in an upshift.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Any terminals here?
There are. Not terminals, but there's like a couple of laptops.
All right. Try and see if they have any secrets. Tell me.
What are you rolling for that?
I'm going to roll computers.
Okay.
All right. Get all the dice. Oh, that is a 23. No crit.
Okay. So 2 days ago, they received a general alert alarm at rank 2. And you're not 100% sure what that means, from Monarch Limited.
And that was the company that had that other little base on the island.
Correct. So yeah, 2 days ago, they got a level 2 alert from Monarch. They indicated that they were going to respond to the call. The computer received a copy of the alert, the distress signal, and that was sent out about 30 hours ago at this point. Well, they had been out and about for a while.
Is there any further information in there about what the alert was about?
No, it's just logging in the general system that there was an alert issued. The security programs have the details. This is just recording in the general log.
Okay. So is there any way that I can get, like, do they have a wireless network, or is there any way that I can plug this particular interface to the network, or are there no more secrets to be had particular to?
If you spent a couple hours kind of digging through, you could probably come up with other stuff. There is like Wi-Fi that none of your personal phones or detective equipment is picking up, but the laptop registers it and is hooked up to it.
I'll be taking that with me then.
Okay. What else?
Is there any other reason to stick around here? And any of the engineering folk want to see if we can get anywhere through this particular area to somewhere else, or do we want to head around out the door and see if we can get in the center?
I go for the command center.
Yeah.
Did you just inform us of what you found out on that? Like, does the rest of the team know that? Or do you keep that to yourself?
This time I did.
Okay. So with that, do we pull out and respond over to this base, which is where it seems that they were at last, because they may be in need if they're still trying to fight off or fend whatever's going on? Or do we take time to gather more information before we go running in?
We have almost no information.
My inclination is to get at least some information before we go forward. If we're charging into another 300-foot tall beast or something made out of living lightning or something like that, it's probably would be good to have a couple of minutes of preparation. So maybe we can get into the command center and just have a better idea going on. We were horribly outmatched.
So that center room's the command center then, right?
Correct.
Should be, yeah.
Okay, let's go get into there then and see what we can get.
And I believe, if I know these places correctly, that thing on the other side of the room might be the armory. And Hardman, you might want to take a look at that.
Yep.
I'll go with Hardman to check the armory while you two techies take the command center. We'll see if there's any big boom booms over there.
Or if it's an armory altogether.
You're referring to the door to the far right, or?
Yeah, so it would be the opposite of medical.
Okay.
That's typically how these bases are laid out, but you never know.
Check it out and see.
I'm beginning to think that this looks way too nice to be built by the government.
It fell from the sky.
We heard there's this Monarch Corporation, which I'm not sure. It doesn't ring any bells for me, but this kind of has that corporate look to it. Just a little bit too nice to be standard lowest bidder business.
That is an astute observation. Okay, so you get into ops, which is the middle room, and there's a map of the base already pulled up. It's like a security map. Tells you what doors are locked, which ones are open, general security alert, and it's just on a display. So just being in this room and looking at this map, you see kind of everything that's going on. And the base, you can see basically the rest of the base kind of mapped out. Not quite how Charles suggested it should be laid out, but you are also correct in that it's not made by an armed organization. It was made by probably Monarch, and they leased it to the government as a condition of their being allowed to operate on the island in their new updated headquarters.
I take it hard for me are clearing rooms, trying to find the armory.
It's actually next to medical.
Who puts an armory next to medical?
People who've never been in the army.
Monarch.
Well, that's a very fair assessment right there.
Yeah, because you really want the explosives next to the guys who are just blown up.
Makes sense to me.
We'll just blow them up a little bit more if anything goes wrong.
So are you guys calling out the rooms as you spot them and what's in them?
Yeah, apparently yes. Because we were heading to what we were assumed was the armory, which is going to be bunks.
Yes. So unless someone tells us differently, yeah, we're hitting each room, so it's in each one.
So just give one more investigative roll. I don't really care what you roll, just call it out.
Sorry, that's in ops or
I got a 14.
What did you roll?
Alertness.
Alertness, okay.
I didn't think science qualified for this.
It's fine. What you roll will basically determine what information you get.
I got a 12 on survival.
Okay. So you can positively clear every room that you've been in. There no firefight, no blood, no secret alien monster or chest burster thingy has happened. Or some sort of alert. Everybody grabbed equipment. You haven't actually been in the armory yet, so I have to save that one, but grabbed equipment and left. Okay. Scaffold and classified in ops. What are you two doing?
So with the benefit of the laptop and everything else that's in here, first thing I'm going to do is look for flashing red lights. Second thing I'm going to do is try and hook up to the network and see if I can get any information about what's going on and why everybody left. And more importantly, why everyone left with the front door left open.
Okay. Me technology, computers.
Those are the magic words right there. Data point, me an edge.
Okay.
Assistance, and I'm glad I did. That gives me a 21, a crit on the 8.
Nice.
And I got a 24, also with a crit. Just not a computer's, just a straight technology roll.
Okay. So somebody, and you're not sure who, between the four of you, you have probably heard or met most of, if not all of the four guys that are stationed here through personal missions or, drinking at a bar or something. All four of these guys are fairly gregarious and party animals and charismatic, and they turn heads when they walk into a room and that kind of thing. None of them are like computer hackers that you're aware of, but classified, you discover that somebody has run a hack on Monarch's computer system, and there is a dedicated computer bank to that, and it is basically recording all of the information they have on the extraordinary animals that are on this island.
So I'm going to try and put an end to that.
What do you mean an end to it?
So if it's still running, I'm going to try and put an end to it, or has it already completed? Horse is gone, barn door doesn't need to be closed.
Our guys are hacking Monarch, not the other way around.
Oh, our guys are hacking Monarch. Okay, well, that's fine.
Yeah.
The good guys are stealing the information.
Let's see if I can get a copy of that.
Okay. Yeah, that's not a problem because you already have the computer that is essentially the passcode to everything.
Excellent. I'm also searching for any information whatsoever that might be helpful about finding out about the current situation.
Okay. Scaffold finds the security computer in ops that has a proper record of the alert that these guys received and left on and their distress call. There's GPS tagging locations for everything. All 4 guys have personal tracking monitors, 1 embedded and 2 scattered in various equipment.
So that's each one has 3 monitors?
Yes.
Okay.
Just in case some giant monster bites off a part, they can still probably be found.
All right. Can we transfer the signal to our HDB access pads?
Yes. In fact, in doing so, you can basically give all of your personal electronics access to the network. All of that is controlled from this room.
Excellent.
Okay, so you're uploading and downloading. Scaffold is giving permissions to everyone. After a minute or so, no matter what room you're in, your HTB starts lighting up and the matrix wallpaper starts scrolling all down as your HTB is downloading and assimilating, a couple of terabytes of information. And the GPS tags of all 4 missing personnel are over by Monarch headquarters. Don't appear to be in it, but there's some small interference. So you can maybe get it down to within 30 feet.
Well, it looks like we know what our next destination is. So, boys, find anything in the armory that was going to help us out?
Armory team.
And with armory.
Yes, the armory is fully stocked, enough that you can have a requisition phase should you so choose or want to switch weapons.
I think I'm going to keep what I currently have.
Yeah, we got a fully stocked armor, so if anyone wants to switch up, now's the time.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great idea, given that this particular armor was not super effective at... Oh, wait. I don't know if I can wear armor. Yeah, I can wear armor while I'm wearing this. So I'm going to try and get whatever the best medium armor is kicking around.
See that I got an electromagnetic close combat weapon, which we don't need now that we're not fighting giant robots. So I'll just switch that out for a standard close combat bludgeon.
Okay. We don't know that we're not fighting giant robots.
All right. Well, then I'll keep that just in case.
We have no idea what we're getting ready to walk into. It could be giant robots.
Okay. Got my robot baton then.
As much as it pains me to say this, I think that we always have to factor the possibility of fighting giant robots into our plans.
Yeah, fool me once, giant robots.
Be they combat plans or dinner plans at this point.
Yeah. Okay.
Did I find anything more advanced than 2 toughness armor?
Well, let's make it an official requisition. What do you want, and what are you willing to roll to get it?
What should I roll that? I guess since we're trying to find it, I'm not trying to convince anyone about it. Situational awareness, and I'll use data point scanners to give me an edge on that.
Okay.
So, sorry, you're getting armor, right?
Yeah.
So that's generally either athletics or might if it gives a toughness bonus, or acrobatics or finesse if it gives an evasion bonus.
Okay, then I don't have any of those, so I'm going to not have an edge, but also not have a snag. And I shall roll. It doesn't really matter. I have 0 in both. Athletics. 10 in athletics, unfortunately.
Well, that gets you limited. You can have limited armor. You can get the medium momentum armor, which has the trait of being computerized and gives you +2 to your evasion.
I like that. We'll go with that.
All right. Anybody else need equipment?
I think I'm good with my machine gun and rocket launcher.
Yeah.
And since it's computerized, I hook data point into it.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got my rifle and my grenade launcher. I think I'm good.
Okay. All right. So classified as requisition some new armor. Most of the stuff in here emphasizes explosive large firepower, so which makes sense. So you have information downloading to your HTV. You have the location approximate of the other team.
Is there any way to establish comms with the other team?
Good question. Nobody's tried that yet.
One of you techie guys.
You make an excellent point.
I would prefer not to get our heads blown off as we're coming in to help them out.
No, that's an excellent idea. So is there is there a communication channel? Is there, I pop back into ops, is there a communication channel that we can reach out to? Or any way, since we have their GPS coordinates, is there any way that we can connect directly to their risk computers or whatever it is that that Mega Marines use in place of that?
They basically use a kind of a variation of the HTB.
Any way that we can reach out to that?
Yeah. You can establish communications. You have GPS coordinates. They just don't respond.
Have they moved at all since?
Not.
Folks, I'm getting a bad feel of this. If we go in, we need to go heavy, and we should probably take some transportation.
We're laying low in stealth, though.
Well, I guess there are two approaches. Can I hear options?
So the Skyhawk is an infiltration vehicle.
We could possibly bring a couple of sharks up. How deep is the beach along the coastline?
Well, for normal people or small alien robots, it gets no more than neck high, maybe out to about 60 or 70 yards, and then it drops off quickly.
So we could bring in a couple of sharks just 60, 70 yards off of the coast underwater and try to establish comms and do a little recon before we go screaming in like psychos.
That is definitely an option.
At least you have acknowledged that we will at some point be screaming in like psycho.
Oh, that's absolutely part of the plan at some point in time.
So it looks like they have a replacement shark for me, and all of you were able to keep yours in good running order. That sounds like a good plan. Anyone have anything they'd like to add to it?
I'm just looking, which is more powerful as far as tack-wise, the Shark or the Skyhawk? I'm wondering if the Skyhawk with to be able to, the vertical takeoff and all that, can hover in the air.
The only thing with our sharks is if there's 4 of us and 4 of them, we can always pull them out. I mean, they could skid ride on a Skyhawk, I guess, but that might not be...
You can hold up to 2 passengers.
Yeah.
Just some different options.
I mean, we could take a couple of Skyhawks and take a couple of sharks.
It does give us some options as far as I think there's missiles on the side of those hovering things, right?
Yes.
Do we know anything about those? We know about the sonic torpedoes because we've already been able to use those. But what do we know about the missiles on the side of the Skyhawks?
You know they exist.
All right then.
We know there's a button that probably makes them launch.
So, Scaffold, you're by far our best pilot. Did you want to try and take one of those in?
Very much. I would like to take one of those.
All right. Excellent. So Scaffold can head in using the Skyhawk, and because we know the sharks a little better and are not quite as good at pilots. Well, at least I can speak for myself on that one. We'll go in on the sharks. We'll hide in the water, and we'll trust Scaffold's piloting to get him out of any trouble. And you can get a little bit closer in, infiltrate, take a look, see, and if they shoot you down, at least you have your jetpack to get to the ground easy.
Everything makes sense.
Any additions to this plan, then?
I'd say before he goes screaming in, we try to make communications from the sharks a little closer. We might be able to establish comms.
All right. Are you comfortable then holding off until we see whether or not we can reach out to them with regular radios?
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Let's do that then.
Okay.
Can I get someone else to fly this shark out the front door? I'm not feeling super confident about being able to do that well.
I don't think any of us are great at this other than Scaffold.
I'm okay at driving.
I jump out of things.
I'll go ahead and fly it out, the other Shark.
Thank you.
Okay. So I will graciously and benevolently not make you roll for that. I am going to need a basic piloting check from anyone who wants to be stealthy.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure what Scaffold's plan is, but the sharks have to fly a half mile, 3/4 of a mile to get to water, and then diving down without making splashes or noises or being seen by giant alien robots or giant underground sea creatures, of which there are many.
Yeah, well, the Skyhawk is the faster of the two, so I can keep up with the sharks. When they go underwater, I can just kind of land somewhere nearby and then wait for when they need me to swoop in.
Okay.
Any chance I can use a filtration check rather than a driving?
Yeah, go ahead. I don't care.
A 10.
It's the difference between having a D6 or a snag. And that would be a 25 with a crit.
Oh, geez.
I got a 17 on my driving.
I got a 10.
Nobody failed. This was the important thing. Okay, it's not the most graceful flight you've ever made in your life, Reaper, but you get to the water and nothing attacks you or bites the shark in half, so we'll call that a win.
Soul Time Reaper says, I jump out of things. I don't fly them. Why am I flying this?
I'm sure there'll be plenty of chance to jump out of it at some point.
Okay, so you head to deep water, circle around the island to Monarch. Now, I kind of disguise or cover a little bit of the island with the big black circle, but you have a couple of entry vectors. There is a beach right where the circle closes that they appear to use. It's not quite a dock area, but it's a place that's a little dug out for container cargo ships. This is where they get supply. You can approach from the little moon-shaped peninsula. They do some flora research there, so that's an option. Also gets deep really quick out from there because it's already 50 or 60 yards from the main part of the shore. So the drop-off is rather pronounced just off the coast of that. The building is kind of where the moon-shaped peninsula and the beach where they get supplies kind of meet. And it's not on the beach, but it's very close to the beach, like within 200 yards.
Any luck with the radio contact from just still from the sharks?
You're getting a solid signal from everything that you can see and tell. They should be able to detect your signal. They're simply not responding.
Okay. Well, we definitely don't want to approach from anywhere which is directly in their field of fire. And we roughly know where they are, and we are assuming they're pointing their guns at the building.
Can we call for them to break squelch if they can recognize us as friendlies?
You can always say that.
Right, I'm calling out. Can you break squelch? We're friendlies. Please acknowledge. Break squelch.
Yeah.
Just a silent way of communicating on the radio if they can't talk.
Yeah. They don't.
Okay, so they're either incapacitated, radios are knocked out, or they've been captured.
How precise are the pings on their locators?
There's a little bit of interference, and it's difficult to tell from what. But you're 80 to 90% sure the pings are within 40 feet of their actual location.
40 feet. Okay, so if they were stripped of their equipment and the equipment was put in a different room from them, like say they were in a cell, it would still all ping as one cluster?
Yes.
But he said each one of them had one embedded, though, too.
Correct.
Yeah, I was just figuring if 4 were together and then the other 8 were somewhere else, then that means that the embedded ones are together.
Right.
Maybe we can determine whether they have their equipment or not.
If you take a moment and kind of separate the signals to the best of your ability, accounting for the interference, 10 of the transponders are in basically the exact same spot.
10 of them. Okay.
We only know of 4 people, though.
That could mean 2 pieces of equipment could have been dropped.
Yeah, that's more likely than 2 people and everyone, like, that 2 people have all the gear and 2 other soldiers have separated.
All right, we're going to need to make landfall, but like options, do we send Scaffold in to take a look-see now? Or
I say we send Scaffold to take a look, whatever he can.
Yeah, we need to know something.
if you can at least just make sure that we're not walking into a field of fire or
An ambush,
a minefield, bunch of raptors.
500-foot purple dinosaur.
So I'll make infiltration test first to sneak in there, and then I will have my drone do an alertness test.
Okay.
Oh, so 20 non-crit for the infiltration.
Scaffold, can you go in, please?
I am going.
Oh, you're already there.
Oh, I thought my drone had much better alertness than that. Oh, that's my jetpack. Okay. Yeah, he does have a D8. And so the alertness with the natural 20 with a natural 8 on the D8. So 28
Ooh,
Totally
very
agree.
nice.
Could not see better than that.
Yeah, you don't even see your drone. You have no idea where it is.
No. Like, I'm proud of it, but I'm also concerned.
Yeah. Describe to me how you are doing this thing.
Okay, so the infiltration was the Skyhawk's stat, so I guess I'm just flying casual-like, and my drone, we'll say he's docked into the sensors of the Skyhawk, and so he's got like some kind of full spectrum analysis going on of the area.
Okay. So the Monarch headquarters is essentially a terror drone.
Now, when you say essentially,
I mean, it is. It's just not branded like that yet. They're still workshopping some names.
okay, the anger pit, the scary hole.
Yeah, they've got a social media poll. They're looking at their options. It's a 2-story tall circle with a lot of guns on top of it.
Yeah.
Does it have like a functioning computer workstation directly under the jet wash of a rocket that would shoot up from it?
Wouldn't that be convenient?
And no discernible way to get to the second floor.
Yeah, of course not.
Or bathroom?
You have to use grappling hooks to get to the second floor. Come on. If you don't have
Yeah.
Alpine, you're screwed. You're not getting to the second floor.
Yeah, and that's where the bathrooms are.
Well, as soon as they launch the fire back, everyone there's dead anyways.
Yeah, so now that I've gotten a good look-see, I will turn around and hopefully remain undetected.
The drone definitely is, but none of the guns appear to alert to your presence.
Okay.
All of them are moving, but they're pointed more down towards the ground level as opposed to the air level. And they're moving in fairly regular, like, sweep patterns.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're on an island full of monsters, so that seems like the more logical thing for them to be scanning anyway.
Yeah.
All right, I will radio my allies.
What do you see, Scaffold?
Yeah, there's some kind of modern fortress. It's a picture like a hard-boiled egg cup, but like with ramparts and gun turrets.
Well, we definitely don't want to go in on the ground then.
In fact, don't even picture the egg part of that. Just fortress turrets.
360-degree guns, I take it?
At least.
Right.
Whoa.
Okay.
What's the call?
Is the straight down option available?
No, so the guns were pointed down. I think like they definitely have the capacity for surface to air, but I still think that air, well, if we're coming in vehicles, straight up from the air attack might be our best bet, or infiltrating from the ground somehow.
Land and approach on foot.
Yeah.
So I'd like to re-look at all of these, the additional research station and delivery areas. Are they likely to lead to the Big Egg Cup?
As in, is there tunnels connecting them to the giant egg?
That is exactly what I'm looking for.
Now, again, it's not an egg. It's the thing that you boil an egg in.
Oh, it's an egg. We're going to go crack it.
All right.
Right. Classified, I thought there was a little bit of jesting going on. There are no outside buildings.
Okay. When we rolled in the sharks, you were describing kind of the beach area where things were being dropped off for supplies. That doesn't have anything to do with the Terradrome, or it does? And I'm just trying to get an idea of if they're bringing stuff into the Terradrome, is this how they're bringing it in?
Yes. Yeah. There is no outer computer station that controls things in the Terradrome. I guess I was framing that incorrectly. There is a very small warehouse on like the dock, for lack of a better word. And it's, by small, I mean it's 50 square feet. So it's not super huge. And the Moon Peninsula has 2 very small buildings on it, like tiny houses. So 300 or 400 square feet, maybe, on each end of the peninsula.
So I am thinking that we want to bring the sharks up as close as we can to that building at the end of the dock and see if it offers any additional options to safely get to the Terradrome, or the Egg Cup, as it will be called.
Okay. Give me other shark pilots. Are you also kind of going along with this?
Yep.
Okay. And Scaffold, you've made your kind of initial sweep. You've transferred communications so everyone kind of has a sense of things. Then where are you hiding out?
Yes, Is there a tree line past the beach?
Yes.
And is there room between the trees for a Skyhawk?
Maybe.
Take that as a yes. All right, so I will try and land the Skyhawk within the trees.
So give me a piloting check with 1 downshift, please, sir.
Downshift. I don't like that. Wait, hold on. Can my drone help me in this case?
And the downshift is to prevent the inordinate destruction of the trees and the surrounding vegetation. You can land pretty much no matter what. This is just how obvious it is.
Sorry, just going over my perks to see if there's anything else that can help me here.
See if you get your Captain Planet bonus.
Oh, yeah, I got up 2 on driving skill test while piloting a vehicle I'm specialized in. I should have taken that into account a while ago. So with the downshift, I'm only upshift 1.
Okay.
Which makes a 19 with potential critical because of the D8.
Oh, yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Almost looks like perhaps maybe in the last week or so, another Skyhawk landed here for infiltration or observation purposes. It's kind of weird, but you'll go with it.
Okay.
Okay. Sharks. I need some sort of alertness or technology sensors check.
Oh, yeah. Technology, please.
Got a 20.
Give myself data point gives me an edge.
15 on technology. Hard man.
I used alertness. And I got a 20.
So I got a 14.
Okay.
And I rolled a mitt full of dice.
2 things happen. Well, 3 things happen. So you are in the sharks. You're deep in the water. You're coming up from the ocean side to infiltrate basically the docks area. There is some sort of submersible ship already on the floor where you were planning on hiding on the ocean bottom, just off where the dock kind of falls off into deep ocean. There is a submersible of a type that you don't recognize sitting there. If it has comms or sensors up, they have already seen you. Just past that, where the artificial digging out would end, so you get to the proper beach and maybe wade through the water, and that goes down about 50 feet to make sure that large boats or boats that have a lot of equipment and are weighed down can still pull up as close to land as possible. So there's like a 50-foot cliff right there, and there's a hole, like a cave that goes deeper into the island, which is big enough for 2 sharks to fly through at once.
I say we shoot for that cave, guys.
I mean, there's always some sort of tunnel or cave. There always is.
Yep.
But that will take you right past the submersible, which, if you'll remember, if it's active at all, it has seen you.
Right. I'm thinking if it's active at all, it's already seen us. We need to get the hell out of here.
Just to quickly take a look at it, though, which might be situational awareness or it might be a scan. Does this particular thing have any markers or designs or glyphs on it or weird, snakes or animals of some type on it within its design?
It does seem to have a recurring theme, some sort of corporate logo type. It's kind of an oblong circle with a bunch of lines cut into it. It's really kind of hard to describe.
Ah, got it. Billionaire personal submersible.
Yes.
That never goes well. I'm not going to take that as a personal threat. It looks like corporate, just like the rest of the stuff around here. I will try and sail past it. If it takes a shot at me, sink it.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. I'm going to attempt to sail past it and down into the cave.
I'm going to sit back with Hardman, ready to sink this thing if it goes after classified.
So, Hardman and Reaper.
Yes, sir.
What are you doing to prepare for sinking the ship? Give me a general description of sensors or weapon systems, or how are you prepping yourself, I guess. And this is very much a trick question, because I'm looking for specific phrasing.
I still have both of my torpedoes.
Okay.
I believe so do I.
So I would be prepping to arm my torpedoes and launch them if need be.
I'm not sure what sensors are on here. I've got any sort of sensors to see, like radar or whatever else that may be able to tell me what that mystery ship is doing.
Right. I mean, there would be sonar and stuff that would be pinging anything that would be coming in and around us. I'm assuming a shark has those capabilities.
Yes, it does.
missile lock type sensors or, anything that alerts us.
Or anything coming up behind us or from a different side that we wouldn't necessarily see.
Yeah. No, you're good. Okay, so classified passes the ship. There are no windows or the ability to see inside of it. It doesn't move. No cannons swivel. No torpedo tubes flood. It makes no hostile action and allows scaffold into the tunnel.
Okay.
All right. I call out what I see. What do I see in the tunnel?
For the first 100 feet or so, it's just tunnel. Are you looking for something specific or?
So I'm just giving the standard exposition tour of what I'm seeing as I head down this particular tunnel.
Okay.
And whether or not it's worth everyone else taking the risk of being there.
Why don't you give me a alertness check?
I can do that, and an edge with the. Actually, why don't I let the robots do the work?
Mm-hmm.
Pull up data point. Data point is better at this than I am, and I will give him an edge because his more or less sentience, and he will roll a 22 with a crit on the 4.
The tunnel is made out of volcanic rock, not basalt, something a little bit more dense and stable than that, but definitely came from a volcano, which surprises no one because there's a giant volcano that made this island. But the tunnel walls are very smooth. It doesn't really enter your mind that it could be like laser fire or something. It's just really fancy or one step beyond state of the art drilling equipment. It's almost perfectly smooth from what you can see. You don't really stop and observe the wall, just kind of noticing while you're driving by, like it was cast this way. And it goes for maybe 150 feet, give or take, and seems to open up into a large chamber. Just your basic sonar, passive pings. There's a huge chamber at the end of this hallway.
All right. Scaffold, are you seeing anything interesting happening on the island?
Seeing anything interesting happening on the island?
As a matter of fact, you are.
Oh.
Why don't you? Oh, you know what? Nah, we don't have to make rolls for every single thing. So your binoculars or enhanced distance viewing device reveals 4 people come out of the front of the Monarch headquarters. Very specifically, not going to say Terrordrome anymore
Egg cup.
because branding.
Mm-hmm. So now we happen to be looking for 4 people. Do they meet the description of the people we're looking for?
They do not.
Bummer.
The first 2, you can tell just by the way they hold themselves and the ridiculous outfits they're in. These are the billionaires. They are dressed in the brightest kind of khaki colored safari getup with the big jacket and then the hat that's tied up on one side and shorts, not pants, kind of hiking boots, long quilted socks that are way too hot for the area. And they have a backpack that looks like it's never been opened yet is somehow full of gear.
They look like they just raided an REI before they left for this trip.
Or some sort of Northern Face or a combination with IKEA or it just reeks of, they on their way flying to this island, they stopped by a store and spent $2,000 on their gear.
And any weapons?
The 2 billionaires have sidearms. They have pistols. The hip holsters that they're holding them in are larger than normal. So that's something that's noteworthy. But the other 2 gentlemen are what attracts your eye. The first thing you notice about the one guy is maybe he's it's hard for you to kind of build into your suppositions that this guy might be a robot. But for some reason, he's dressed in a little bit more practical kind of military type fatigues that are in shades of black. It's like black camo. But the weird thing is the solid silver head that he's got going on. Looks like something out of a 50s sci-fi movie.
So if he's not a robot, do I have any explanation for that solid silver head?
Could be a mask. The fact that it's form-fitting metal is, noteworthy, concerning.
And robot-like mannerisms?
No. In fact, his shirt is open and you can see chest hair.
I was not expecting
Those
chest
are good
hair.
binoculars.
I was going to ask him his shirt's open down to his belly button.
He's wearing a big red gem.
No, God, no. This is a safari. You don't wear ostentatious jewelry on a safari.
If it's who we thinking of, he wore ostentatious jewelry everywhere he went.
This is real life, sir. This isn't some comic book or cheap 80s cartoon.
All right.
Okay.
Was there one more person?
Yes. He is notable in the fact that he's about 7 feet tall, 300 pounds, maybe 3-4% body fat, and he appears to be wearing some sort of tactical armor. Has a large scar on his face. You can kind of see the red coloring from where you are with your binoculars.
Okay, so what are all these folks doing?
The two billionaires are gesticulating and kind of twirling in circles. The guy with the silver head kind of nods occasionally, which again kind of defies physics because the mask moves or lets his jaw move.
Probably just like a plastic with some sort of vacuum over it. It's probably not real metal.
Could be.
Do amazing things with 3D printing.
And the 7 foot tall giant man just has his eyes and head on a swivel. He is clearly some sort of bodyguard because he's not paying any attention to the billionaires. He's watching the jungle.
Okay. Is he seeing me?
They have not seen you yet.
Okay.
As the bodyguard's gaze passes your direction, he lingers a little bit, but he doesn't focus. He doesn't alert anyone. So you've got that going for you.
Okay. And if I radio, there's no chance that he'll hear me?
No, you should be too far away. You're 70, 80 yards away.
Okay. All right. So, folks, I got eyes on a couple of interesting-looking gentlemen. Yeah, possible robot sighting, but really, like, not big like the other robots we've been encountering. In fact, more like a cyborg. He definitely has some chest hair. And then we've got, your standard rich folk yuppies that are trying way too hard and succeeding way too little.
Okay. Where it look like they're going?
On safari?
I
Just
mean,
out
in
and
what
about?
direction?
What direction are they going?
They're not really going with any sort of purpose. They're kind of meandering outside the front door.
Okay. Nowhere in particular.
Interesting.
So we have Pimp Daddy Cyborg, giant God knows what of a bodyguard, and two rich whiny people yelling at each other.
Yep, that's what we got.
Interesting.
I mean, it could be more interesting.
We did tell you about the giant submarine down here, right?
No.
Oh yeah, we got a submersible down here.
Sweet.
That would explain what the billionaires are here for. Billionaires love submarines. All right. We're going to need to dig in a little bit more to find out what's going on in these underground caves. Scaffold, are you comfortable just keeping an eye on our billionaire pals and robot chest hair man? And who has a better combat skill when it comes to sharks?
Probably Hardman, because I have no driving at all. I'm relying right on the autopilot.
Hardman, I have a quick question. Do you have any demolitions that you could just plug onto the side of this thing so that we can blow it open if we need to?
I've got my rocket launcher.
Not quite where I was going with it. Like maybe a timed explosive or something similar that we might be able to detonate remotely.
No, most I got is a rocket launcher and my grenades. I don't have.
Okay, well, we do have torpedoes, so you can stay cocked and locked on to the rear of the submarine. And if for some reason it starts doing anything considered threatening, you can just sink it.
Sounds good.
So I think that leaves Reaper and I heading into parts unknown, the big area of the cave.
Well, and to answer your question earlier, yes, I feel comfortable with what you're asking.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I think what we're going to do at this point is roll for initiative.
Righty then. Rolling with a snag, 11.
9.
That is a 19.
Hardman, get a 17.
Scaffold, what'd you get?
I got a 9.
All right.
And our plan is I'm going to stay here and keep an eye on the sub still while, who was it, Reaper?
Yeah, Reaper and Classified are heading into that, and Scaffold is watching our billionaire friends and their giant bodyguard, and which I'm sure is not going to turn into a hand-to-hand fight at any point, to make sure that things are going smoothly up there while we investigate the things underneath.
Okay, that's what I was wanting to know because I wasn't sure where I was going in all this.
All right.
All right.
Reaper, you are first.
So I guess I am following classified into this tunnel. That is what the plan is.
Okay. Tunnel's about 120 feet long and ends in some sort of large chamber. What do you want to do
Okay.
about that?
I'm just going to get up to where classified's at. Then I'm going to ask him, do you want to surface up into this tunnel?
Well, I think we're going to have to do that eventually.
Okay. I will set a contingency to surface when he surfaces.
I'll be surfacing on 11.
Yeah, I'd rather set my contingency to move when he does, so we come up together at the same time.
All right. Hardman.
I'm holding my action until the sub does something.
Good.
Warrants otherwise.
All right. Scaffold out front. The billionaires get some sort of communication. They put their hands up, and each one of them covers a different ear. And one of them nods. The other one starts looking around.
How are the non-billionaires reacting to this?
They are waiting to understand. The bodyguard guy steps closer to Cyborg Chest Hair Boy.
Yep.
But other than that, they don't do a whole lot. The receiving of the information takes about 5 seconds, and then both of them scream into whatever mics or communications gear that they're using, and the chest hair guy draws a pistol, and the bodyguard guy simply tenses up and starts looking around. Although you do notice that he seems to pay a lot of attention to your direction. But again, he's not focusing specifically on your hiding spot.
Okay. I radio in. It's like, guys, for a second there, I thought maybe the submarine spotted you, but now I think I might have been spotted. I'm going quiet for a bit.
Okay. Squelch if you need us.
Plan.
Okay. Classified.
Surfacing.
Okay. You're in a large dome-like chamber, and taking the underground portion into account, it's a giant sphere, probably 150 feet across, so 75-foot radius in every direction. Again, it seems weirdly symmetrical.
Guys, I found the egg.
I told you he was going to crack an egg.
But that's not the good part.
Oh, is there another good part?
There is. When you emerge into the large sphere, to your right, at the level of the water, is a jetty of land. It's maybe 30 feet, juts out from the wall, maybe 30 feet in total, and it's maybe 40 feet long. And the first thing you notice is the giant alien robot.
Ah, yes, I do definitely notice that.
And there's also a cage with 4 people in it. And now that your senses are kind of coming alive and entering combat mode, they're at various points on the walls above the water are, what's the best way to describe the indescribable? Again, this is simply something you have no context for. They are about 6 feet long and appear to be made out of some sort of day glow green metal with kind of mandible-like jaws on the front that makes you think of an insect if an insect were 6 feet long and day glow green.
Okay, because I surfaced the same time Classified did.
Yeah.
The giant alien robot. Smiley face or no smiley face?
You don't see, his back is to you.
Yikes.
Okay. Does he have any visible wheels on him?
No.
Okay. All right.
He has a shoulder cannon, and there's appears to be some sort of energy beam weapon attached to his left forearm.
Left forearm. Does he have a square chest? Because we saw him in the battle, if he is.
It's not that guy. They're kind of built similarly, but they're different color scheme.
No, there's too much similarity between the two different sides' physical build for me to be able to tell anything just from how they're shaped. The good guy, leader guy, was blocky too, so that doesn't really tell us anything.
What do we see of the people in the cage? Do we recognize them?
Probably. You recognize at least one of them. Like I said, I established that most of you know at least one of them. These would be the Mega Marines.
Got it.
And they don't have firearms, but they have all of their gear. Like Blastoff and Gung Ho are still wearing backpacks. And they have their HTBs, but yeah, so you don't know exactly what all that's about.
All right. Reaper, let's go below the surface again. We don't seem to have been noticed. Pop down again and see if we can reach our Mega Marines with their HTBs.
Okay.
Now that we're in the same cave. But if we've still got any kind of sense of stealth, we want to keep that in place now, because I don't think we're in a good place to start a fight with something with a shoulder cannon.
Yeah, I don't think we're in any good place to start something with a shoulder cannon. And what are those things on the wall?
Oh my God. I don't know.
Oh, great. That's a good point of confidence when you don't know something.
I don't have any idea. They look like they're bioengineering, though. Any idea of something that might... I'm lost. I'm sorry. This isn't something I know anything about.
I think we need to get our guys and get out of here if we can.
That is an excellent idea. Now, there's a giant robot between us and accomplishing that goal. But I'm also interested in, is there anything that we can find out about these weird green frickin' things? Because those, I don't have anything. So I'm going to try and consult with Data Point and see if Data Point's ever seen anything like this.
Okay. We'll pause you there and go to Scaffold.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
Oh, good, good. What do I see?
Well, you still see the billionaires kind of screaming into whatever communication device that they have, and Cyborg Chest Hair Boy and his bodyguard are on alert, but no one is actually doing anything just yet.
Okay, so unfortunately, that seems like the best time for me to not do anything else. Engineer, not a computer guy, so I can't tap into their comms. My drone's got enhanced sensor sight, so that's not going to help here.
Try turning up your sensors and seeing if you can read their lips. I mean, if you can see their chest hair, you probably can crank them up a little bit more and see if you can see what they're saying. And your bot may be able to do a translation for you on the words.
I guess that seems reasonable, but only a 10 for my drone's alertness.
Okay. Yeah, that's not good enough.
Okay, they're not looking at the water at all, right? They're really, whatever threat they think is out there, they think is on land.
Neither one of the billionaires are looking in any specific direction. In fact, they are faced in opposite directions, but they're both gesticulating and screaming, even if you're a little bit too far away to hear anything. The chrome head guy is simply not moving. He's drawn his weapon and he's waiting. Bodyguard is bodyguarding. He seems to be doing a slow orbit with his head on a swivel, preparing for either more information or an attack to come.
All right. Not going to be from the Mega Marines, because they're unconscious and captured. So unless they know about us, we've got someone else that they're worried about on this island. Yeah, any other monsters that we've seen lately?
You haven't seen any, other than the vaguely menacing shaking trees in the background, but nothing has made its presence known.
I think I'm still waiting then.
Okay. Back to the top of the round, Reaper.
I'm gonna try to establish communications with the Mega Marines via HTB.
Okay. I'm gonna need some sort of electronics roll. Tech, science, I don't care.
I can do science.
Yep.
Got a 12.
Okay. Not good enough. There is it's not interference, and it's not how you understand jamming techniques to work, but there is definitely something interfering with your signal between your HTB and theirs.
It's all classified. I can't make comms with them. What do you want me to do?
I'll take a shot at it. If you can get eyes on whatever those green things are, and biology's not my bag, man. It's yours. See what you can figure out.
Okay, so you're going to take a shot at the big thing?
No, I'm going to take a shot at communicating with them, see if I can break through where you couldn't.
Okay.
That's a little bit my area of expertise, but I think that's going to work better than me trying to figure out the biology of whatever the hell those things are.
Okay. Can I attempt to get a check on what those things are at all?
Yeah. Well, if you want to roll to do that.
Be science.
Okay.
And I'll use my medicine specialization, because that's what I'd be basing this off of, is any kind of known medical knowledge. And anything I picked up in biology class. Let's see. I got a 15.
Well, they're made out of metal. You can see some gears and some plating. So you are confident that they are made out of metal and not some sort of bioorganic plastic or stone or what have you. There are 6 of them, and occasionally they're acting like insects, beetles, for lack of a better contextual term.
Okay. Kind of like how locusts or something would swarm and move around on a tree or something.
Yeah. At one point, one flaps its carapace, the housing for its wings, and you see which one was the good one, the smiley face or no smiley face?
Mouth is the good one, no mouth is the bad one.
Okay. On the wings, or just under the wings on the main body, when the carapace lifts up, you see not smiley face.
These are bad ones up here. These are all robots up here, about 6 I count.
Damn. Okay. I'm going to burn a story point to see if Data Point has any information on insect-like bad guy robots.
Okay. For a story point, yes, he will have stuff. I will let you ask 2 questions.
Tells you there.
Any thoughts on what I should query for to see if I can find out information about these insect-like robot bad guys?
Any weaknesses?
Okay. What else?
Power level?
Yeah, what are their strengths? Or what are their like attacks?
Okay, I'm going to do a query to see if Data Point has anything like a stat card for these guys and who they are or what they are.
Yes.
He pulls out his little red clear piece of plastic.
The card that you have is called Venom. It's classified as an insecticon with the alt form of basically a cicada, although it's strange that the cicadas are 6 feet long. And the data file you have refers to Venom in the singular, but all of these things that you can see look exactly alike.
Huh. Okay. Does it say that they're waterborne or airborne or landborne?
They have flight capabilities.
Okay. So looks like what we're looking at is some robots that are designed after insects. They are definitely bad guys. They appear to be potentially clones, which asks a whole bunch of questions that we do not have the answers to at this point. I think that there is a good chance that our Mega Marine friends have more answers on this than we do. So what I think we're going to have to do is someone's going to have to distract the robots and then boogie it on out of here while the other one tries to, oh no, there's 4 of them. We're going to need 2 vehicles in order to get them out.
We're going to need more than 2. We can...
It's not that deep. We can sling them underneath.
I still have my torpedoes, so...
Oh, do I?
Yes.
Yeah, because you picked up a new one.
Okay, so we figured out what the distraction is going to be then. All right. Any suggestions on how we live through this?
Call Hardman in and bring in a third.
Certainly helpful.
Yeah, I think we need...
Do I free my torpedoes by firing a couple with the sub or hold on to them?
Well, there's an interesting idea. Do you think that...
Ooh, blow up the sub, maybe distract, pull away, and then we can swoop in and get the Marines and all the chaos and get the
Yo, Joe.
out of Dodge.
Yeah, I think, Hardman, your time has come to blow shit
Yo, Joe.
up.
I mean, Roger.
There's like literal giggling everywhere in the comms. Yeah, now's that time. Do that thing.
Sounds good.
Are there any billionaires on there? I'm not saying that this is a make or break. I'm just making notes for the after mission report.
Unknown.
All right, keep going.
Hard man.
Okay. So I guess I will take a shot at that. Can I launch both missiles at the same time, or is it one at a time?
It's going to have to be one at a time.
Okay. And my targeting, can I still aim and take the upshift and all that?
Yes.
21.
Yeah, that gets them. How much damage?
Just 1 sonic damage.
Okay.
With a 50-foot radius.
Okay.
It's got anti-tank, if that matters.
Nope.
Okay.
All right. So, on the robot's turn, the giant alien robot who had his back to you up until this point turns around. He's got kind of a cockpit type area in the middle of his chest. He is blue and yellow, and he says,
Cockpit like in a plane?
yes.
Okay.
And he also has a not smiley face symbol on him.
That's the most unsurprising thing I've heard all day. Keep going.
He turns around and says, everyone knows you're here. Give up or kill your friends. And he points his arm cannon laser thingy at the cage with the Mega Marines in it.
Well, when it's our turn, I guess we get to respond to his actions.
And all of the Insecticon thingies, they all vibrate their carapaces and make an unsettling cicada-like noise.
So a cicada-like noise.
All right.
Okay.
Let me know when it's my turn to respond to that.
Yep.
As I quietly wave, tell Reaper that he may have to get the
Yo, Joe.
out of here.
Oh, I'm about to respond. I'm about to respond with a couple of torpedoes to this motherfucker.
Yo, Joe.
Let me see if we can use our words.
He's about to shoot our buddies. Words are not what's needed.
Okay. So the guys in the cage can't do a whole lot yet. They're waiting to be rescued or freed. Bad guys. Okay. So the billionaires turn around and start running back into the Monarch facility, which is not a terror room. The silver-headed man and the giant bodyguard stay where they are. And the bodyguard kind of leans down and whispers to Chrome Dome, and they both look not at you, Scaffold, but in your direction.
How close am I to the terror drum?
90 feet.
Okay, so definitely within range of the cannons.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's bad guys classified.
Okay. I am going to use deception to try and convince them of something. I will roll it with an edge as supported by data point, who will give me whatever useful information or feed me names as it is. What I'm going to say is, I bring greetings from Soundwave. The Decepticons have passed the space bridge. However, they're in great peril. I've been told to find any Decepticon to come and assist. Are you such a being? That's me speaking in Cybertronian.
Yep. Okay. All right. Roll it.
Okay. No pressure. No pressure. Some amount of pressure.
Oh, the pressure.
Oh, right. And an edge. Okay, that is a 20 with a crit on the 4 and a crit on the 6.
Nice. Okay. Oh, that is a roll just good enough to ruin my momentum. So what we will do is, all right, human chattel, you and your friends get out of your puny vehicles and stay here until I get back.
Yes, Deception Con Master, we shall follow your orders, though we may not survive out here without our protective shell vehicles.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be overly worried about that.
All right. I will surface and get out.
Okay. The Insecticons kind of move. They don't, one or two maybe flies, and a couple kind of scramble on the ceiling and the walls, and they get closer, but none of them fly, none of them land on the beach or the land area. They are giving you room just in case you're, actually telling the truth. Scaffold, your turn.
All right. I'm going to try and get out of here as quickly as possible, so I am not going to do anything stealthy. I hop into the Skyhawk, and I take off.
Okay. Why don't we do piloting at 1 downshift?
Okay.
For the lack of safety protocols and starting up, you just flick the engines on and crank them into high.
So that is a 22, no crit.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
Maybe the Chrome guy fires pot shot at you. Might even hit, but doesn't hit anything vital. In what direction are you heading?
Well, I can't help them underwater, so I guess I'm heading back the way I came.
Okay. Towards your base.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we will go. That is the last one. Back to the top of the round, Reaper.
I'm going to come up and I'm going to land my shark on the surface as close to the Marines as I can.
Okay.
And kind of try to angle it pointing away from them towards the enemy. And I'm going to get out of my shark and I'm going to move kind of towards the cage to kind of start checking on those guys. Are they conscious? Are they alert?
They are conscious. They're alert. They've seen some action, although they appear to be none the worse for wear.
The whole time I've got my weapons are on me, so like I'm not going out of this weaponless. So like I'm ready to rock. If this dude makes one false move, my grenade launcher's coming up and I'm lighting him up.
Okay.
So I guess I'm kind of putting that as a contingency. I move back towards the cage, and my contingency is as a free action. I'll grab my grenade launcher and I'll light up on him with an attack if he makes a move towards aggression towards us.
Yeah, and he kind of side eyes you, but he doesn't seem overly worried about your puny human weapon.
I'll let him keep thinking my weapons are puny.
Hardman.
All right, I'm going to fire my second missile at it. I am going to aim for an upshift, but then I'm going to take a downshift with alternate effect, which does 2 damage instead.
Okay.
Brings me to a 15.
Yeah, just enough.
So that was 2.
Okay.
And that was ready, 20-foot radius.
Okay. All right, robots.
That sounded like the sound of a GM's plans getting blown out of the water.
Not quite, although it's not going in the direction that I like. But, yeah. Okay. And I see what Classified was hinting at. I did not at any point have the sub fire back on Hardman. So that's my fault. So count whatever lucky stars and gods you pray to, because,
I wasn't trying to screw us over, but so I was going to push it, but
Yeah.
Hey man, I was thinking with it was a billionaire sub with no weapons. It's got a PS4 controller to move it around, okay?
Only lame billionaires don't have weapons on their subs.
So we could have disabled their sub by just taking the batteries out of their controller.
So, robots. All right. So, 2 of the Insecticons land and kind of crowd you, Reaper.
Are they getting aggressive or are they just crowding me?
Well, they haven't rammed you or rushed you, but they're crowding you in order to get you kind of more towards the cave, like in a contained area.
As they move up towards me, I'm not going to give my ground. I'm going to stand my ground.
Okay.
And I'm ready. If they go aggressive, I'm ready to make my attack. The minute they show like they're getting ready to attack, I'm popping on them.
Okay. Yeah. You are clearly the inferior alien life form here. So they seem kind of simple. So they land, they try and hurt you a little bit, but when you don't move, neither do they. So one of them will make an attack, but you were holding, so you can go first.
All right. So as soon as he goes to attack me, I am going to light him up with my. How far away from me are they?
They're going to be 15 feet away when you shoot them.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to have to go to my machine or my rifle. So because both are on slings, I can grab either quickly. Oh, hold on. I get upshift. Where's the dice I need? Oh, here. I got a 15 to hit. No, 16 to hit. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. How much?
2 points of sharp damage.
Okay. Knock a chunk out of it, but it's just really mad. Okay. We have officially started the fight, gentlemen.
okay. I'm giving everybody a upshift on their first attack.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right, weapons free, gentlemen.
That was robots. Bad guys are not really an issue anymore because Scaffold flew away from them. So we're down to classify.
So I'm going to attempt to stun Venom.
Which one?
I don't know, the leader Venom, the least dumb looking one.
They all 6 of the insect robot con things look exactly alike.
Good for the ugly one.
I mean, I shot an ugly one in the face just a few minutes ago.
All right, well, I'm going to, I guess, make a sound of my voice deception attack and attempt to deceive them into saying, this human has information critical to finding Decepticons that came over the space bridge. We cannot destroy him. We need him.
And you're saying this out loud?
I'm saying this out loud in Cybertronian.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, rolling deception. Sorry, wait, with edge due to the being able to translate into Cybertronian. The data point gives me natural 20 on the 20 and 7 on the 10 for a total of 27. No crits.
Okay.
Well, oh no, the 20's a crit. Ha.
Yeah, I noted that already. Thanks. So the Insecticons land, all 6 of them. So they're all 6 now on the land space. And 3 of them are looking at you, and 3 of them are looking at the giant alien robot, who's getting more and more pissed off the longer he exists.
Sorry, wait. The giant alien robot, the one with the cockpit?
Yes.
All right. I thought he had left to try and help Soundwave. Has he not left then, or?
He has not left.
Okay.
He's trying to get more information to make sure you're telling the truth.
Okay. Do I have a chance to say something else, or do I? Would that be my turn and we move on?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I say they were fighting the autonomous bots, and I give roughly the area where Godzilla was and that we last saw them at. Check your sensors. Call out to someone that you can send there, or look for yourself, but they need your help.
Okay.
I can roll deception on it, or we can just leave that as I said what I said.
Now go ahead and roll. I don't want to. Misinterpret again.
With edge.
Yeah.
The DM's will manages to make its way all the way over to my dice. The first 20 rolled a 2, the second rolled a 3, the 6 rolled a 1, which gives me a grand total of 6.
Nice. Okay.
My Cybertronian falters, and I am not terribly persuasive.
Okay. He looks at you and says, "Do I look like Starscream? You idiot squishy human. I'm the mighty Ion Storm. You can't fool me with your crap." Turns his hand laser on you, but we've passed that phase. Scaffold, what are you doing?
I'm going to radio to my allies and say, I had to book it. Things were getting too hot. Where do you need me? Where should I fly to? And I guess I'll just wait for any of my allies to get back.
Unless you can get underwater, we're kind of screwed.
How long would it take me to get back to that base? Oh, wait, there was only the one shark?
Yes.
You left your shark.
That's true. So how long would it take me to get back to base and get back in my shark?
We'll say normal cruising speed is probably 4 rounds. That would be a difficulty 15 piloting check. For every 5 above a 15 that you can make it, we will knock off a round because you're putting the pedal to the metal.
Yeah, I like that. Unfortunately, I got a 17, so I don't knock any rounds off.
Yeah. You got to adjust a little bit for the height of some wonky trees, so you can't quite gun it this round, but that's the plan. Okay. I'm not forgetting this time. What is the defense on your shark, Cardman?
Defense on my shark is evasion 28.
Okay.
I'll try to evade.
All right. Well, beats my 21. I thought I had you. So you kind of VTOL through the water and launch yourself up 10 or 20 feet, and the torpedoes go right underneath you. The sub is also now moving.
If I would have stood and took it, he would have gotten me.
Yeah. So back to the top of the round, Reaper.
How far away am I from the cage?
10, 15 feet.
As a free action, I'm going to draw my sidearm, and I am going to quickly make sure the safety's on. And then I am going to toss it to the cage to get to one of the guys in the cage to use it to break out.
Okay.
And then with my attack action, I'm shooting that damn
Cobra!
fucking bug in the face again, because
Cobra!
fuck him.
Same one?
Yep, same one.
All right.
And that's a 28. Crit on the 20.
He's dead.
I looked at the other one. I said, "Hughes,
Yo, Joe.
fucking puny bug."
That just kind of makes them mad. They flap their carapaces and their wings, and they clack their mandibles, and they are quite obviously about to go in and rip you apart.
Good.
Hard man.
God, I hope something happens really soon.
Well, I am out of torpedoes, so I'm going to use my twin 30 millimeter tidal wave cannons at him, my machine gun.
Wait.
I'm going to aim for an upshift, but then I'm going to take a downshift for the alternate effect, which is another point of damage or sharp damage. So my total is a 1 and 19, 20, 30, 20.
Yeah. All right. That gets them. And that puts a hole in the hull. It doesn't implode or anything spectacular like that. They're not quite dead or disabled, but they're definitely rethinking some life choices. Then you have movement.
Nope, I'm just waiting. I'm still here fighting this guy.
Okay. Giant robot. Giant robot is going to kill you all.
Oh, no.
That's safest. Yeah.
I don't like that.
Wait, but it can't kill me.
Well, give him a minute.
He's got heat-seeking missiles he launches.
Scaffold-seeking missiles.
They travel through the water and come out the water and track you down and kill you.
Yeah, it's advanced technology. You can do that. It's fine.
Yeah, it's Cybertronian shit.
Patient missiles.
That tracks.
So, classified. Does a 17 hit you or your shark?
Sorry, am I on land or am I in my shark?
I don't know. Where are you?
So my evasion is 17.
Okay. So,
Wait a minute. My evasion is an 18 because I have a wearable drone, which gives me a bonus of its armor, giving me an evasion of 18.
good thing. So, somehow, inexplicably, in the heat of combat, you manage to dodge a lightning bolt that comes out of the energy cannon of the big giant alien robot.
Yeah, I absolutely knew that was coming because I have experimented on that exact weapon.
Okay. Insect bots. Reaper, you're going to get 2 attacks on you. One is a 5, the other one is a 17.
Neither will break any of my defenses.
Okay. Well, you managed to dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge.
They're about to find out why they call me the Reaper.
You're like spicy pepper.
Damn straight. Even if they eat me, they're going to have indigestion.
Bad guys are doing unknown things since no one has eyes on them. The guy you tossed the pistol to, that is Gung Ho. He immediately puts 2 in the dome of one of the other robots that are near you. Only 1 point of damage, though. But still, it was impressive. He caught it, flicked the safety off, put 2 bullets in it before he even brought it down to aim. That's 12 classified.
All right, I'm going to attempt to outwit with a deception check the big robot.
Okay.
And I'm going to do so by projecting the actual video that I took while we were in the battle
Okay.
to him and saying, it is real, it is here, I could not make this up. And rolling deception with an edge. And that is a 17 plus a crit on the 4 is a 21.
Jeez.
And since it's a crit, he is stunned for 2 turns.
Okay. So yeah, he looks at you, he looks at the display, he looks at you, he looks at the display. He would really like to shoot you in the face some more, but he understands that that's live footage because your inferior technology is clearly no match for his experience in noticing the pixels to make sure that it's not manipulated. So yeah, he is frozen trying to figure out what to do for 2 rounds, apparently. Scaffold.
I keep flying.
Okay, same deal.
All right. Oh, there we go. So 21.
Going on? All right. So that's 5 above. You crank it, you can see the headquarters. Instead of 2 rounds away, you're only 1 round away.
Okay. Start mentally plotting how, as soon as I disembark, I'm going to go straight for the shark.
Okay. And you can activate the roof hangar door from here. So it'll just be like a fancy piloting check to go in at full speed and not kill you.
Okay.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Reaper.
I am going to move back to the cage, and I am going to use a free action to drop my grenade launcher on the ground so one of the guys can recover it. Have they gotten out of the cage yet, or are they still inside?
They're still inside.
I'm going to go ahead and take my attack this turn and freeing them, because I think we need them on the battlefield.
Make a technology roll.
Can I not just shoot a lock and blow it off?
If there were a lock.
Oh, what kind of...
Yeah, that's why the technology roll.
Okay, well, I'm rolling this with a snag, so shit balls in the hellfire.
I give him upshift.
Okay, so I'm rolling with a D2.
No, you had a snag and he gave you an upshift, so you're rolling even.
Okay, so I just roll 1. Okay, gotcha. I got an 11.
Okay.
Come on, for a guy with nothing but science.
Yeah, you understand that there must be some sort of trick to this, or perhaps some sort of access panel, but you don't see one.
I just yelled, classified, you need to get this door open.
Hard man.
Is it my turn again already?
Yes,
Another shot at me?
it's leaving.
Oh, okay. Well, I am going to give him a goodbye gift and, again, take my targeting for an upshift and alternate effect for a downshift, and give another blast as they leave. For a
Yo, Joe.
4. Missed them by punch or mile.
Okay. Yeah, they jettison some ballast and rise a little bit quicker than you anticipate because, underwater combat feels a little slower.
Right. I'm going to get on the radio and let the guys know the sub is leaving port and should not be an issue.
Get in here. We need help.
And I'm going to fly towards the tunnel.
Okay. So, giant robot is stunned. 2 Insecticons on Reaper. Nice. 19 and a 21.
My toughness is a 19, so how much damage do I take?
1.
All right.
So they headbutt you into the cage. You kind of lose your footing. The other one almost mandibles your face off, but you manage to duck underneath it. 2 of the Insecticons go towards Ion Storm to help him or give advice or whatever. And the other 2 are crawling up on the cage. So the one of the Mega Marines gets the grenade launcher and launches at one of the Insecticons not on the cage, because that's silly if he misses. So he shoots one of the ones on you and takes it out.
That'd be, they're 2 shot damage at input blast.
And the pistol guy gets off a shot. Same one he's been hurting, which is the last one that's attacking you. And he hits it, but it's still very much alive and kicking. 2, 4. Let's see what else is going on up front. Okay, that thing happens. Classified.
So I'm going to run over and use technology to open the cage.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't love where this is going, but okay. And give myself an edge. Data point gives me an edge. And I roll a mitt full of dice because this is, is this computers or advanced technology? Are either of those reasonable?
Both of those are reasonable.
All right, all the dice. Okay, so I got a crit on the D12, but my highest D20 roll was 5, so that gives me a 17.
Okay. It's not quite good enough. It's some sort of remote link that Ion Storm is probably controlling.
Damn. All right. I sneer at the lock, and there's not really anything else that I can do this round.
Okay. And is Scaffold back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. You're up then, sir.
All right, so you're going for the emergency landing.
So you basically need to get a 20.
I can get it. Yeah, there we go, 20.
Perfect. It's a hard landing. You're certainly not going to be in any highlight reels anywhere, but you're down and safe and out of the Skyhawk.
Nice. All right, where's the shark?
Right over there.
I go right over there.
Yeah. Jump in, start engine systems and flicking buttons and things like all the good pilots do in the movies.
And radio my allies. I got a shark. Where am I going?
Come to the tunnel.
You say that like I know where the tunnel is.
It's a tunnel of love. I'm assuming you can ping us.
All right, yeah, I'll figure out where this tunnel is.
All right, Reaper.
All right. That conversation is probably ending at the beginning of my turn, and I'll hit something on my HTB to ping him where we're at.
Yep.
You said there's one more that's still up near me that's not down yet?
Correct.
I'm going to light that son of a bitch up. Because...
Yo, Joe.
Please, bugs. That is only a 12.
Nope. Bounces off its carapace armor. Anything else? Reactions, movement actions?
I think I've pretty much given up all my weapons I've got, unless I can drop my combat knife to someone in the cage.
Yeah, I guess,
I'll drop my combat knife to whoever's left in the cage. Here, try to
Yo, Joe.
can get that door open.
Okay.
Start prying on shit. Start breaking shit until it opens.
Okay. Hard man.
How far is it into the tunnel? Am I get there in this round, or does it take a minute?
Yeah, you should be all right.
All right. I'm going to fly in. What do I see? Do I see the bugs you're talking about?
Yes. Giant alien robot who seems to be stunned or paused or something. It's a giant robot. Maybe somebody hit the pause button. You don't know.
Who knows?
There's also 4 6-foot-long green grasshopper looking things.
At a quick glance, can I tell if any were damaged?
Yes. The one immediately next to Reaper trying to rip his head off has a lot of bullet holes in it.
Okay. Once again, I am going to aim and also take a downshift to do alternate damage.
Okay.
And that is a 23.
Okay. So how much damage is that?
2 sharp.
Sharp. All right. You blow through him on 1 sharp, and let's say you damage the cage, and that instantly gets you swears directed at your person from Hardman and all 4 people in the cage. You just unloaded a couple of Vulcan cannons in their general direction.
You mean from Reaper and everyone?
Yeah.
He's probably berating himself as well. I mean, let's be fair.
But it worked. No one else got shot. You killed the Insecticon.
Reaper's like, I'm all about danger close, but god damn.
I keep things interesting.
Okay. So, giant robot is done being stunned. He's like, there's nothing I can do for my brothers right now except start the revenge process. And he spins back around to classify. But this is his last stun round. He doesn't get to attack until next round, but the rest of the Insecticons can. So now that just about everybody's here, we're going to unleash. So everybody's going to get an attack. The 2 that were kind of comforting or kind of pushing Ion Storm turn around and charge back into the fray. One of the 2 that are on the ceiling of the cage kind of jumps down in the middle of stuff and attack rolls all around. So let's do 1 on classified. Does a 16 hit you?
No. 17 evasion.
Right. So close. So yeah, there's mandibles and back kicking grasshopper feet everywhere.
A pair of jet fans pop out of nowhere on my armor and blow me to the side.
Oh, sweet. All right. I'll go with that. 24 on Reaper.
Oh, that's gonna hit.
1 damage. You get a mandible in the calf.
No, I'm not a happy camper. And my next round's gonna be involving taking care of myself.
Good. And 19 on Hardman Shark. Just keep things interesting. Just for drama, since there's no way he's going to destroy the whole shark in a round or 2. We'll say your canopy is cracked.
Okay.
And then bad guys are doing the thing.
See, it always worries me when he's like, bad guys are doing the thing.
Yep. Scaffold, make 2 technology rolls for me.
Ooh, related to engineering?
Yes.
Oh, great. Then I got specialization.
Well, roll 1 specialty and 1 without. You're rolling for one of the NPCs.
Okay. So this was the specialization one. I only got a 15. And the one without, what's my, like I'm rolling my technology skill?
Yes.
Okay. Also 15.
Okay. So you detect a signal as you are firing up all of the things in the shark and starting to lift off the ground. A signal comes across the comms channel. It's very high frequency and it's very narrow banded. But other than detecting its presence, you don't know what it does.
Okay. Whereas if it was one of my allies, they would have contacted me by my HTV.
Correct.
Okay. High banded. I don't know what that means, but scaffold would.
It's in the upper registers of the frequency band, so only very specialized receivers can detect it.
Okay.
Yes, that one.
I happen to be fluent in technobabble.
Is it a language communication or am I being pinged? What's going on?
It's not aimed at you. It's just being broadcast.
Okay.
And it is not a language. It's just a generic signal of some sort.
Okay. All right. Noted. I'll keep track of that.
Okay. And classified.
All right. So I'm taking another crack. Now that I understand what's locking this thing, I'm going to take another crack at it to attempt to open it. But first, I want to drop as a free action. I'm going to throw my assault rifle in. Can I also throw my pistol in on the same action? Just both of them, toss them out through the bars of the cage.
No. You really got to dedicate a free action to each one.
All right, then a free action to throw the assault rifle out.
Okay.
Get them while they're hot. And with the assistance from my drone, I am going to attempt to crack this stupid thing. No door is going to make a fool out of me. And since I'm probably going to die next round, I'm hoping it's successful. Okay. I have a natural 20 on the 20. And so a total of 27 no crits. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 27 with a crit on the 20.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's not so much that he's constantly broadcasting a signal to keep it locked. So you just have to use your HTB and put some counter squelch on it, techno babbling, and stop the broadcast for a second. and the cage basically collapses in on itself.
My speakers are louder than your speakers are.
Yes. So the Mega Marines are all free, and 3 of them are armed.
One of them's got a combat knife.
All 4 of them are technically armed. Scaffold.
All ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm on the scene.
You got a pilot again. Super
Okay.
piloting roll.
Super piloting. Yeah, no, I only got an 8 that time. Yeah,
Okay. So
that's not good.
same deal. You gun it like you did before, but this shark is setting a little off center, and you bump into the ceiling on your way out, and your canopy is also cracked.
All right. I have the MacGyver origin perk, which lets me repair damage on a vehicle or robot as a standard action. Can I do that this turn, or should I wait till next turn?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, this is an automatic thing. I don't even have to roll.
Oh, jeez. Okay. So you
Duct
just
tape.
happen to have some duct tape right there.
Yeah, exactly. Don't thank me. Thank the Earth's gravitational pull.
Reaper.
All right. I'm going to let's see. What's around me right now?
4 pissed off Mega Marines and 3 insect bots.
All right.
And a big guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And Classified's now away from the big guy. Let's go ahead and finish up these Insecticons. Let's go ahead and just target one of these guys. I'm gonna use a story point because I rolled a 1 on the D20.
Perfect.
You can use story point for that, right?
Yep. Correct.
Yep. Okay. And I rolled a 1 again. Son of a bitch! That dice is going off to the side. That's cursed dice.
There's 1 story point left.
I'm not going to spend our last story point. Not on that.
Sorry, I should have mentioned this, but everyone has from the initiative roll. Everyone has 1 additional hit point if that comes up.
I'm going to say I was too far away to benefit from that.
And real quick, I need to dip out.
All right. Make your last attack roll.
Okay. Same thing. Upshift to aim and downshift to do an extra point for 16. Oh, I got a dirty 20, but the 4 is a crit.
Okay. So, since you got to dip out, the rest of your fight will be, dogfighting against the sub. It's very dramatic.
Okay. Work for me.
Ion Storm is going to kill Scaffold or kill Classified a lot.
Yeah.
That was close.
How does a 20 do?
Beats me by 3.
Okay.
So I have a 17.
1 electrical damage.
Ow.
Are you still with us?
I am. I haven't taken any damage up to this point. I'm just expecting to have everything unloaded on me in sequence until such time as I'm a smoking ruin. Unless
Awesome.
I can convince him otherwise.
Yeah. Well, good. Good luck with that. Okay. Insecticons are basically going to be busy fighting the Mega Marines, so we'll give Reaper and Classified a small break there. A couple of Mega Marines take a shot. Then it's their turn. They shoot back. They kill a total of 1 of the Insecticons. Probably the one on top of the cage. The grenade launcher boy shoots at Ion Storm and misses. The pistol and the automatic rifle target the one on top of the cage. Kill that one. Falls into he's not on top of the cage anymore. So they shoot him on the way down. And then the guy with the combat knife stabs him in his brain pan when he lands. And that's how he dies. Just so we can all extol the virtues of combat knife.
Yay!
And let's see, Ion Storm fought, Insecticons went, Mega Marines went, so we are at Classified.
So I am going to attempt another outwit, and what I'm going to do is broadcast back on the same channel that he was broadcasting to the cage with, now that I know what that is, the death scream of Laserbeak.
Oh, damn!
And let's roll that. 23, no crit.
What are you trying to do, stun him again?
Yes, but no crit.
Yeah, okay. So he spins around and looks in the basic area of the cage, kind of slack-jawed for a giant alien robot, and puts his fist up towards his head in a sign of torment and drama. And yeah, he shoots death stares at you, while, of course, one single stream of oil falls from his eye socket. So Ion Storm is officially like your nemesis.
I'm recording this, by the way.
Yeah. Of course you are. Scaffold.
I want to get that tier in full HD.
Okay.
So, am I now on the scene?
Yes, you're on the scene.
All right. So, what's left at this point?
There are 3 Insecticons and a stunned giant alien robot in the basic shape of maybe an airplane or something.
All right. I'm going to radio in and say, sorry, guys. I feel like I should have come in a more dramatic moment. Should I circle back and come back when you're losing?
I think now is an excellent time to see what it is that you can do with those torpedoes against a plane.
All right. I'm going to fire one of the torpedoes at the stunned. It's Acid Storm, you said, right?
Ion Storm.
Ion Storm. My driving is better than the D4 targeting for the shark, so I'm going to use my own.
Okay.
I never quite picked it. Are we underwater in this cave, or are we on land? Or, sorry, in the air?
You're on land.
So, can I use my air specialization then for the shot?
Sure.
All right. All right. Incoming sonic missile. How does a 30 treat you?
Holy shnikes.
Yeah. Crit on the D10.
Okay. Hardman mentioned that was some sort of AoE.
30 feet.
Sound.
Sonic.
50 feet. Yeah. So the basic one is a 50-foot blast. And then the alternate effect is a 20-foot blast. So one of the ways you can do a crit is that you get to use the alternate effect in addition to the regular effect. But this one has a downshift, and some gyms call that you can't use the ones with the downshift. So that's up to you.
Yeah, I'm all about that mostly because it's going to hit scaffold. Or your scaffold.
I'm scaffold.
It's going to hit classified.
Oh, no. But he's my boy.
I feel like perhaps physics have turned against me.
Well, classified's over by the cage now, though, isn't he?
I'm going to assume that I'm within range of whatever it is that's coming off of it, like where he hits.
Okay.
Crying whiner boy is going to spill over onto me.
Yeah, and you know we're nearing the end of the combat since there's only a couple of Insecticons left, and Ion Storm has been completely useless. So I don't mind doing a point of damage to you guys just to let you know that I can do some stuff, and you don't always spoil all of my plans.
I don't mind taking a point of damage, and I make a little sign like I'm crying.
Oh.
Wow.
Laserbeak.
Okay. So that was Scaffold, made his semi-dramatic entrance. We are back to the top of the round. Reaper, make it good.
I am going to go ahead and light this thing up because I am technically, since we had the one bonus thing, I'm only down 1 hit point instead of 2. So I got a 16 on my attack. I'm going after one of the Insecticons.
Okay. Then you got one of them.
Yeah, and it's 2 sharp damage.
Okay. That kills another one.
Yeah, I'm sticking on the Insecticons right now and getting those down. Then we can all focus fire on the big guy.
All right. Hardman's chasing around the sub. He'll get a little intel out of that. Ion Storm says something inappropriate in Cybertronian. Kind of does a jumping backflip thing and transforms into the jet and blasts straight into the water towards the escape tunnel.
Coward and a wuss.
Yeah, he heard that over the comms because he's a Cybertronian, so he.
Oh, I said it in Cybertronian.
Yeah, of course you did.
Now he turns around and comes back. God damn it!
No, he's not suicidal, not yet. Okay, Mega Marines take out another one of the Insecticons, which basically means there is one left. Insecticon goes after one of the Marines. They take point of damage. So most of them are hit in some fashion or the other. And classified.
I don't have any weapons. So what I'm going to try and do is rouse everyone, do a difficulty 15 persuasion skill test to add 1 story point to the pool.
Okay.
I can get an edge from Data Point, who is going to GPT me up a really inspiring speech that he downloads off the internet. That gives me a 17 and a 5 for a 22. And we will fight them on the beaches. We will fight them underground. We will fight them until they cry and run away.
Okay.
we looked like we were down, but we were never out.
If only there was some sort of catchphrase that you could shout out at this appropriate dramatic moment to, let everyone know you were here.
Yo,
Too bad that hasn't been invented yet.
Catchphrases aren't our thing.
Yeah. Scaffold, bring us home.
All right. So how close is classified to the remaining targets?
The remaining Insecticon is essentially in the middle of everybody.
So I'm not going to shoot a missile at him.
I figured that was about 50-50.
Yeah, but I can fire the machine gun. I'm going to take a downshift, so I'm doing 2 damage.
Yep.
And I am loaded. 15 plus 6, so 22, and a crit.
Oh, jeez. And your downshifts with the extra damage, so you just blow him to shreds.
Yeah.
A more precise shot has never really ever been done. It's really too bad that Scaffold was so focused on teasing Ironstorm as he was leaving, because he really should have got that on camera.
Damn it.
Man.
And all of the Mega Marines as a unit just turn up and look directly at you like, the hell, bro.
The hell, bro, is almost the catchphrase. I feel like if we workshop it a little bit.
Yo, the hell, bro.
The hell, bro?
yo,
What?
Okay. So that effectively ends the combat, and it's good enough to end the adventure.
And this has been an episode of the Energon Protocols. The Energon Protocols stars Aaron Moss as Hardman and as Stealth Mode, Eric Ergen as Copper Stout, Ryan Costello as Scaffold and Shoehorn, Joshua McGuire as Reaper and Mongoose, Charles Cushman as Classified and Ghost Town, and starring Eric Smith as the Storyteller. A big thanks to Hasbro, Marvel Comics, Skybound Entertainment, and all the other comic companies for the years of great G.I. Joe resources and stories. And thanks to Renegade Studios and all their employees for their role-playing game. And a big thank you to all you listening to the Energon Protocols. This is a mostly monthly podcast where a handful of geeks get together to play the Renegade Studios role-playing game, G.I. Joe. If you like what you're listening to, check out the role-playing game yourself. Go to renegadestudios.com and check out their fine listing of games. G.I. Joe, Transformers, Power Rangers, and many others. Also, be sure to check out the other shows on my network. My main G.I. Joe show is G.I. Joe, a Real American Headcast, and the brother show, which is Bravo Team, which looks at the G.I. Joe comics, cartoons, and other assorted G.I. Joe goodness over the years. There's also Head Speaks, where I look at anything geek-related. Plus, there are several other shows available at headcast.headspeaks.com. Again, that is headcast.headspeaks.com. And if you like what I'm doing here, head over to patreon.com/headcastnetwork and throw a few bucks in the tin. Greatly appreciate it. And be sure to join us here next month for another amazing adventure of the Energon Protocols on the Headcast Network.
yo, Joe.
And now, for this episode's After Action Report.
The Mega Marines host you while Reaper patches everybody up. They suspected that Monarch was allying with some foreign power. They didn't really understand that it was a giant alien robot until they got a fake distress signal. All of the human encampments on the island have basically a universal signal for, our shit's on pause. You got to come help us beat up the giant monster. That was the rank 2 alert from earlier. There's a rank 1 that's an alert, a rank 2 that's some sort of giant monster, and there's a rank 3 that is either basically Godzilla or King Kong has been spotted on the island, and everyone should come running.
I'm sorry, who was the other one?
I'm sorry?
Oh, I'm not
You
familiar
said
with
three
King
monsters
Kong.
there, and I didn't.
Oh,
quite
yeah.
what they.
It's a whole thing. They throw up on a video monitor. There's a looks like the Zapruder Bigfoot film except the thing is like 300 feet tall. So they went to investigate. They got captured by the giant alien robot, who wasn't really doing anything other than keeping them sequestered in that underground area. So the Marines, on behalf of the U.S. government, are going to file a formal complaint against Monarch.
That'll teach them.
And their owners and their subsidiary / majority stockholder on the CEO board, Extensive Enterprises, and kind of get an official investigation going on that, because it's against some law somewhere to ally yourself with giant alien robots without permission of a government.
Now, I know they were both in the same general area, but do we have any evidence that they were working directly together?
No, which may be the one hiccup in that master plan, but setting the investigation on start may be enough to slow them down or make them rethink some stuff.
I'm just not convinced that they're working together.
Well, it's possible. And it's, well, yeah.
Pretty much at this point, I didn't think they did anything. I mean, the only thing that they're really, what we can really honestly say that they're guilty of is incredibly poor fashion choices.
Very true. And yeah, as much as it's nice to envision, that doesn't really rise to the point of a crime. But, that's for the lawyers and the politicians to hash out. The Mega Marines basically want to kind of pursue that, just to kind of put a little burr in Monarch's saddle, just to make their life difficult, because they're convinced.
So we know that weird butterfly thing that was on the sub is the sigil for Monarch, the thing with the lines and the wings and the head thing.
Yeah, I guess that does look kind of like a butterfly.
Yeah, a little bit. No, it's not Monarch's corporate symbol, and I'll post a picture of it because I know they have one. I've seen it in one of the movies, but no, that is not Monarch's corporate symbol. Nobody knows who that is.
Cobra!
Dum dum dum.
I want to put the video capture to that then aside and send it over to Beachhead with the after action report.
Okay. All right. You guys have had a very busy couple of days. So once you're clear and Mega Marines are capable of standing on their own, everything's secure, which doesn't take very long. It's like a day just to make sure no one gets an infection from being bitten by an alien insect robot. And then you guys are free to leave. They're good. You're going to go back to headquarters and you'll get a new mission in a week or so. They give you a couple days of R&R, and everybody can gain a level.
Nice. That puts us at level 5, correct?
Yeah.
The janky start to that combat. I didn't expect to be fighting basically on 3 fronts at the same time, and I didn't up to the best of my ability.
All right.
You did a great job. I had thought this was how it was supposed to go.
I mean,
yeah, of course. I was planned the whole way. Yeah.
It came off swimmingly.
All right, good.
All puns intended.
Yo, Joe.
I mean, I figured the smartest thing for me to do was start dropping weapons to the other guys, since I was basically a walking ammunition store.
Yeah, that worked out.
I take it I got all my equipment back, right?
Oh yeah.
Not the knife.
I don't
They
even
kept
know why.
that.
But yeah, he's like, Gunho's like, I'm keeping this grenade launcher. It's really nice.
They regularly fight giant monsters. They've got better stuff.
Well, I now know why I brought my gun, and that was to give to somebody else because I never use it.
Maybe you should bring more guns because we was short one.
Hey, the combat knife killed the thing, so.
Hey, I mean, I'm dropping out everything I got. Next thing I was going to do is drop a scalpel.
We should carry a backpack full of combat knives.
Drop a scalpel here. Cut a hydraulic hose.
Yo, Joe.